Hello, my very dear Gemini. So, this is what you have. Do you remember Laugh-In? Some of you will be too young to remember that. There was a show called Laugh-In, and Lily Tomlin played a character called Ernestine, and she was a telephone operator. And what I was hearing was her. One ringy-dingy, a two ringy-dingy. So, for those of you who might want to check it out, Laugh-In, Lily Tomlin, Ernestine. So, Gemini, what I'm seeing with you is literally like a silver phone. So, silver phone says to me it's important. And what I'm getting is that you're sitting there and you're waiting for it to ring. Now, I don't know if this is a specific person. I suppose for some of you it will be. But I think for some of you, it can just be waiting for instruction or guidance on where you want to go, steps you want to take, changes you want to make. And what I see is that what this is saying is, because I've got Ernestine here who will not go away, Ernestine is the one making the calls. She's not waiting for somebody. She's the telephone operator. Okay, so what I'm getting, because what I'm seeing is I'm seeing you standing by the phone, and it's almost like even if it rings, it's almost like you're afraid to pick it up. The feeling that comes with this is that there's hesitation, that there's a little bit of insecurity or lack of understanding, of lack of clarity, I would say, and that there is a little bit of trepidation about what might come, what might not come. Again, whether it's from divine guidance, whether it's literal instruction, doesn't really matter. There's that sense of almost being too timid. And almost too timid to pick up the phone if it rings, but definitely wanting it to ring, but at the same time, not having the courage to call yourself, to make the appeal yourself. So what I'm getting here is, the first thing that I get is boundaries or barriers. Now, I'm going to bring this in line with the other cards here, because what it feels to me is you're being told, set some boundaries for yourself. And by setting boundaries for yourself, by saying, okay, I'm going to remember that when I start feeling insecure about this, about making a call, and again, a call doesn't have to be a literal phone call. It can be taking steps to do something, to get information, to ask for guidance, to step forward into something. You're being asked to remember that there is divine influence around you and through all things. And that by leaning into that energy, by really remembering the sacredness that permeates everything, the holiness of life, it allows you not to go into feeling shy, shameful, embarrassed about wanting, about needing, about looking for, about asking for, about not knowing, about being insecure, about any of those things that you might be judging yourself for. Lean into that sense that makes you whole, because that is what makes you whole. So lean into that, and don't let the fears that are very not linked to higher consciousness, but are linked very much to our egos and our wounds and our fears. Don't let that be the guiding force here. Go into the prayerful. Now, Gemini, you're being asked, try doing things differently than you did before. Create some kind of structure for yourself so that you remember to go into that state. Because we know with a mind like yours, which can be on many different tracks all at once, it's really easy to know that doing something is going to be good for you and then forgetting it. Okay? That's very human, but it's very much an air sign, and Gemini for you especially, because you can really, really get a lot going on in there in many different ways. You're also being asked, beyond leaning into the sacred and knowing that you are part of the sacred, you're being asked to also please really remember what your human qualities are. Allow yourself to really honor and respect and live and present and have confidence in a way where that kind of exudes you of all of the different wonderful qualities that you've got. And when I say wonderful qualities, it's things that you like about yourself. It's things that you're proud of, things that you've achieved. Think of those things. Think of your kindness. Think of your intelligence. And really honor it. Don't diminish it, because that is something you do very well, Gemini. And you're really being asked not to do that. Remember your sacred self, and remember that your personality and all those traits and gifts and abilities that you have, that you sometimes undervalue by comparing yourself to other people who've done more showy things or more obvious things. No, it's time for you to really truly own your value, your personality, and trust that other people see it, because they do. You're the one who doesn't. Other people do. So start believing in that and let that be something that you exude. I'm going to read the card that comes out as your key action card. Before you walk into a room, begin a conversation, make a phone call, or even just go out into the world, do this. Take a few minutes first to imagine that all of your best qualities, even the ones you're not conscious of, are bubbling up out of you and are surrounding you in a fine shimmering light. You sparkle and shine in a way that draws people towards you. You invite interest and also cooperation in the nicest possible way. That, my loves, is for you. Please remember that. And that's all I have for you now, Gemini. If you find this interesting, helpful in any way, I would really appreciate likes, comments, subscriptions, because all of that really helps the algorithm on YouTube send it out to more people. And I would really like to be able to reach more people. So if that's not something that offends you in any way, I would appreciate it. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll see you again, I think. Bye.